Curious about what assumptions you carry around about a guy could be preventing you from finding success with him? Want to know how you can prevent these assumptions from creeping in to give you a more well-balanced perspective of the situation? I've got all that coming up for you right now. Hey everybody, I'm dating and relationship coach Ryan Patrick, and I'm walking around here on a very rainy day in Split, Croatia. I'm actually working and traveling with my wife, Brittany, and 24 other remote workers with a company called Remote Year. I know the past few videos, a lot of you are like,
oh wow, you're on vacation, Ryan, for 2 months.
No, I'm actually working and traveling, and if anything, I'm working a little bit harder than I normally would if I was in the US. And of course, I had to come out, even if it's a rainy day, to create our Monday mindset video for this week. Now, if this is your first time on my channel, I'd really appreciate if you hit that big red subscribe button below. If you find value in today's content, certainly feel free to hit that like button. And please also turn on all notifications so you never miss one of my helpful Monday videos. Also, like I mentioned in last week's video, I've got another online summit coming up, which is a completely free online event with my friends Antia and Brody with their Attract Your Right Guy Summit. There you can see me speak a little bit more at length about male psychology and in particular, texting with men. As I mentioned, it's completely free to sign up. All you have to do is register by clicking the link below in the description. Comment below if you plan on attending. Auntie and I are gonna speak for about 45 minutes. Starting next Monday, October 25th, the summit is gonna go from October 25th to October 31st. So make sure you get your spot reserved for free at the link below. All right, so let me just sit down here and take a load off, get out of the rain a little bit. All right, that's a little nicer. Ladies, today I want to talk about the assumptions that you might be carrying around about a guy that you know, a guy that you're dating, that just by holding those assumptions and really holding them close to the chest and believing in them, they could be stumbling possible opportunities that you have with that particular individual. So I have 6 assumptions that I really want you to be cognizant of and steer clear of at all costs and really have a conscious mind when it comes to these assumptions. Now, the first assumption you could possess is that he'll see your worth. And you know you're great, you know you're fantastic. Sometimes we want to assume that just by being in the presence of someone else for a little while, that they're gonna catch on to that and they're also gonna see the great things that you see about yourself. And the truth is it's just not gonna happen. It really is gonna take another person, not just a man, but anybody, much more time to really see your worth in a relationship. It could be even platonic. But even romantic relationships, you have to be putting in the time with that individual to see those qualities. And this is when we talk about investment with men and their investment in you growing and your investment growing in him. This is where you get to the goods of someone having the ability to see what your true worth is. The problem comes when you get a few dates into a guy and you're doing really nice things. Maybe you're complimenting him or just being really sweet, just being really nice, right? Everything is going well. And we start to see that things aren't being reciprocated, those nice things, right? Those sweet things. And that would give us an indication that they don't really see the things that we're offering because we're just kind of offering them up. And we're not receiving them back. Because there's not much investment there, that cycle of giving and receiving can't really take full cycle. Now, assumption number 2 is that he'll stop dating others. So he's dating you and things are going really well and that's fantastic. But we have an unconscious beat in there because things are going well. Of course, he can't be exchanging that energy with another woman. So you start to assume that he's not dating other women. That's gonna trip you up because I want you to go the other direction. I want you to assume that he's dating at least 5 other women, and that's just gonna be really good for you you because it's going to allow you, especially in the beginning, those first few dates, it's going to put you in a mindset where, well, if he's dating 5 other people, I'm absolutely gonna date other people while I'm getting to know this guy. I know there's this tendency, because I hear it all the time, a lot of people, they want to pause or hide their dating apps while they're dating someone that they're really into because they don't want the other person to see them active on those online dating profiles. And I would just really ask you to shy away from that practice because he knows you're dating other people, he's dating other people. Just really internalize it, accept it, and you two will be much better off, especially in that first 5 dates getting to know you process. Now, the third assumption is that he'll give a damn. So you're out on a date with him and you just assume that he's fully committed and immersed just like you are. If you're the type of person that goes on a date, you know, you show up, you get dressed, you're there on time, you expect the other person to be doing that. And what happens is when you assume that, you get disappointed when that person isn't punctual. They don't show up to a date on time. They're not looking their best. Maybe the guy didn't shave and you like a clean shaven guy. Those types of things. So in looking at the assumption of that he'll give a damn, I don't want you hearing me say that, you know, just expect the first couple dates to feel disconnected. I'm not, a lot of you write comments where you guys think I'm trying to give a guy a pass. This channel is dedicated to male psychology and talking about the women, but these mindset videos and these things are really for you guys to become the best you can be in the situation for you, not for the guy, okay? So if you can remove that assumption from the table that he'll give a damn, as soon as you spot a guy not really giving a damn, because you've removed that assumption, you're not gonna hang in there with him longer than you need to, like a couple weeks or a couple months, or in some cases, a couple of years, let's be honest, until that guy has shown you that he gives a damn. If he's gonna give a damn, he's gonna do it pretty damn quick. So if he's not giving a damn in the first, second, third date, whatever, it's a next. Now, the fourth assumption is that he'll make you happy, okay? And when we look to other people, we look at literally anything outside of us, inside of our soul and our heart, you're gonna find that you're gonna be disappointed when you put stock in another person, in a desirable future. It doesn't necessarily have to be a person, but just a made up fantasy future that you've created for yourself where that's gonna be the thing that makes you happy. For me, when I was younger, it was money. I need to make a certain amount of money and then I can be happy and then I can go out and do these other things. So specifically in the context when it comes to men, I really want you thinking, this guy, I'm not looking at him to make me happy. There are certain things he does that will enhance the best of me and pull the best out of me. But beyond that, I'm not looking for the day-to-day sentiment to be him needing to give me anything other than his affection, his warmth, and that's it. I am getting absolutely soaked here, but it's okay. I love you guys. It's actually refreshing. And stay to the end because the reason I came up here, I'm actually really high up in Split right now. I wanted to show you the premier view of the city, so that's coming up in just a moment. The fifth assumption you might possess is that he'll value your values. This is a big one when it comes to online dating and trying to suss out common interests with another man. When you start making these lucid connections between his words on his profile and the things that you hold near and dear to your heart in terms of the things that you value. So this can really cause problems fairly early on if you're like, oh, well, he had that, you know, XYZ in his profile, like he likes this. You don't really know the intensity level and the passion level that he has for that particular value. So it can be very common for us as men and women to make the assumption that just because someone says it somewhere or says it verbally to you, that they actually value it, as opposed to looking at the action that comes behind it, right? We talk a lot about, you know, actions versus the words that someone is saying to you. This is definitely one of those moments where you gotta let a guy show you what he values rather than what he's telling you that he values. And then after, you know, a handful of dates, that's when you start evaluating whether his values actually match up to your own. Now, I try to save the best for last, and I think I did it on this one as well. So the sixth assumption is that he'll treat you right. Now, this one is a little bit more deep-rooted than the others. This really has a lot to do with upbringing and the things that our parents taught us growing up, and just society in general, about things like when we hear about the golden rule, do unto others as you want done unto you. And you just have this assumption that a guy that is in a situation with you is going to do right by you in that situation. Whether it's you have just met him, you'll certainly be able to figure this out once you've been with him for a while, if he's treating you right or not. More times than not, that's the case, unless you're dealing with a narcissist who's just really clever at gaslighting, and it takes you a little bit longer in those cases. But I would just say that please don't assume that if you're in a sort of compromised or vulnerable situation with a guy that you're just getting to know, that he's going to do the right thing. Because honestly, he hasn't proven to yet or had enough time to show you a track record of proof that he'll do the right thing and he'll treat you right in those situations. And I'll just, I don't want to come up with specific examples. I want to let that just sit and resonate with those of you who know what I'm talking about. But never assume that he'll treat you right, that he's going to do right by you, and that he's going to put you first in those situations. All right, let's get on up out of here. Oh my gosh, nice little spot there. I want to show you this view of Split, but before I do that, I just want any of you that have dealt with assumptions in men that were not covered on this list, go ahead and go down into comments right now and let me know what the assumption was and what the sort of net result of that assumption led you to. Was it a good situation? Was it a not so good situation? Also, if you haven't signed up for the online summit with Auntie and Brody that I'm very much a part of and would love to have you join and register for free, the Attract Your Right Guy online summit, which starts October 25th through October 31st of this year, go ahead and click that registration link in the description below, and I'm coming up on it, and come check this out right here. Such a gorgeous, gorgeous place, and I got rain all over. Look at this, look at that. Absolutely gorgeous here, ladies. I do appreciate y'all stopping by today as usual. Hit that like button down below if you wouldn't mind. It really helps me with the channel and the YouTube algorithm. I'll see you all next week.